Hi, everyone. Welcome to Left Undone, Incomplete Investigations. I'm Kathryn. I am losing my mind. Seriously. I thought I was already live. I've been talking for 5 minutes. So, hi. We're going to do a quick live tonight about the new stuff that keeps trickling in because there's more and more on a daily basis. And if you guys can hear me, let me know, please. You know what I am going to do real quick is go put Percy away because he's trying to bother me again. And it's just too distracting. So give me 2 seconds. He's going to go sit in his crate. Percy, you're just a lot of trouble. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is about when I'm doing this, but you can't behave. Okay. All right, I'm coming back. I don't even know why I bother trying with him, honestly. I don't even know. Hey, Just Sage, how are you? All right, so sorry, kind of abruptly added this live last minute, but as things keep trickling in, I feel like if we don't read them as we go, we're going to get super behind, right? So my doorknob is gone because I got ripped off. They were supposed to paint it and put my doorknob on, and I paid. Okay, so this room was big, wide open, right? And it's like a den. Well, with my mom and everything, what is going on? I needed this closed in. So the guy gave me a quote of $3,700 to close it in. And I said, okay, cool. And then he gives me a bill at the end of $4,100. And I'm like, okay. And then he hands me another almost $900 bill for the painter. And I was like, oh, no, this was not supposed to be a $5,000 job. So I said, no, cancel the painter. I'll do it myself. And I haven't gotten to it. So the doorknob is still off because of that. And hopefully I can get it done by Thanksgiving since I'm hosting Thanksgiving. So anyway, that's what's happening to the doorknob. So let's look at some of these things. Like I said, and if you're new here, say hello. We have been following the Lori Vallow-Daybell case, Chad Daybell case, poor Tylee and JJ murder since the beginning on this channel. And so all of a sudden, all this new stuff is just popping up and it's just crazy. And every time somebody pops something else up, I'm like, oh, I'm never going to catch up. I'm never going to catch up to make videos. So I forgot. You know what, actually, sweet one, it's already got the plastic on there from when they installed it. So I'm ahead of the game there. I think I could just rent a sprayer and spray it. They already textured the wall to match. So it's textured. It just needs to be painted. The doors need to be painted and primed and the thing all the way around. I'm just mad, though, that they, tried to charge me an extra $900 to paint that. I'm sorry. I'm not paying somebody $400 an hour to paint, Have a glass of wine. I am. Okay. It's not really happy hour, but it's kind of happy hour. All right, you guys, let's see here. So let's go down the documents that we have. Let me screen share and add this. So this one is, looks like it's between Zalema, the sweet little thing that made it sound, no, this is not members only. This is everybody, I think. Yeah, it's everybody. It's everybody. It's a surprise. Hey, surprise. You know what, Percy probably needs his own channel because he is insane. Like, he keeps sitting on Lulu. I'm not kidding you. He sits on her all the time. And she's just like, yeah, no. Like, he's literally just sits on her. So I don't know what the deal is. He just literally sits on her. And so he's just hysterical. He's just such a big dummy, Thank you. Thank you. I think it'll look really nice once I have it painted. Hi, IDME. Yes, sneak on in. Okay, so this one is between Zulema and Chad. And if you're new, just go with the flow here. This is kind of a last minute. We're just going to go over some of this stuff and jump right into it, even though I've already gotten distracted 3 times. So on June 1st, 2019 at 2:33 p.m., Zulema to Chad, I just did some work on Hiplos. Now, Hiplos, I guess, is Charles, right? And I'm holding this intention and asking for the Lord to complete it. Oh, Ivy Me, you're always so kind. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Really, truly. Thank you. Then at 6/1, same day, at 6:15 p.m., so several hours later, Chad replies to Zulema, Lori texts me about what Julie Clement saw about Hiplos looking like a dragon. Frightening, but fascinating. I mean, this is where the dragon comes in that Melanie Gibb was talking about. So Melanie Gibb, if you haven't listened to her interview, she said people saw dragons and stuff, but she never saw any of that. Okay. And then Charles, on the next day, Charles sent Lori numerous messages, some of which were amicable between the two of them. In one message, Charles professed his dedication to Lori and their relationship. Charles was driving on June 2nd, 2019, and taking JJ to the beach in Galveston, Texas. This trip was supported by photos of JJ at the beach, as well as GPS data attached to these photographs. On June 2nd, 2019 at 11:54 a.m., Lori to Zulema, yes, it does. Let's put some fire energy towards Hiplos now. So same day. He is driving now, and today is the day. You and I can do it spiritually. Let's go to him and hover over the truck till we do it. Are you ready? I'm sorry. This sounds so hocus pocus to me, like bad hocus pocus, like not even the good witch, like the bad, the evil, Satan stuff. Then this attempt at causing harm to Charles would have been when JJ was in the vehicle as well. Yeah, Julie Clement is a new name. I don't know who that is. Anybody? Somebody mentioned it. I think in one of the interviews, somebody mentioned it. Cheers. Now a glass of wine. I already told you. At the same day, so on the 2nd, at 5 minutes to noon, Zulema to Lori, I'm ready. So Zulema, in her, if you guys all watched Zulema's interview, she is so full of baloney. I almost gave her the benefit of the doubt. I almost did. Right? Yeah, as in float. Right, like, ooh, ooh. They're weird. They're insane. They're not good people, any of them. And everybody going along with this crap. I mean, it just makes no sense. Hold on. Okay, I found my cough drop. I'm just getting over that cold, and I think my voice is just like, you're talking too much, lady. Oh, now I'm blind. See, I should not have put mascara on. All right. Give me a second. Let me get this cough drop down. Let me see what you guys have to say in the meantime. Yeah, right? Yeah, right? Right. Craziness. I mean, come on. Is nobody a mandated reporter in there? Like, seriously. Somebody should have been like reporting them for being all Looney Tunes together. Okay, I'm going to be blind and okay. So so JJ was in the car at this attempt to hover and cause Charles harm. And Zulema with I'm ready. You know, that originally when they started calling Lori the Doomsday Mom, that was the exact right term to call her. And then 1 minute later, Lori says to Zulema, let's go now. Can you picture them? I picture them with like their like cauldron or some crap. Sorry, you guys, I have to have the cough drop in my mouth right now. It's probably annoying, but. And then at 12:07, Zulema to Lori, that is powerful. I'm still sending fire. Unbelievable. Okay, let me see what's next. Unbelievable. You know, every time I read this stuff, I'm just like, unbelievable. There's an audio with Bobby Vallow, who's Charles' brother, talking to the police. There's an audio with the landlord talking about how he found out and the pool party. Then there's an audio with April Raymond, which she doesn't give the full story because her mom told me more information than what she's saying in this. But we'll just leave that. Now, Justin Lumet said the bat, taking a deeper look at the bat involved in the alleged fight that led to Charles Vallow being shot. According to Lori Vallow, Tylee Ryan, and Alex Cox's statement to Chandler PD, Charles Vallow snatched the Rawlings bat away from Tylee Ryan and then got into physical struggle with Alex Cox. Cox went to his room to grab his gun and then shot Vallow twice for allegedly advancing towards him. Chandler police tested the bat for fingerprints on September 26, 2019, finding 2 latent print images. The item of evidence was swabbed for DNA and processed for prints. On 10/11, a year or today, 3 years ago. 2 years ago. Sorry, can't add. A comparison request for the prints was made for Charles, Lori, and Alex. 2 latent marks were found to be of no value for identification and not compared. More testing was done on October 25th, 2019. Both latent markings from the print images were inconclusive when compared to Charles Vallow. Detective Nathan Moffat wrote in his report that the prints officially did come back inconclusive after being compared to Charles, Alex, and Lori. And he says, this begs the question, if Charles Vallow did indeed swing the bat multiple times, why were his prints and DNA not clearly identified on the bat, and why the inconclusive results? I don't think there really ever was a bat, right? Okay, then let's read this one. Okay, hold on. Let me add this because this is... So on July 16th, 2019, so just days after Charles was killed, Lori sent Chad Daybell an SMS message. The message read, "Got Bailey. He seems good. Please clear him. Going out on the paddle boat. It was obvious that Lori was in Houston cleaning out Charles' house and Bailey was at the residence when Charles came to Arizona. Lori indicated that the dog had dark spirits and needed to be cleared. Chad responded, absolutely. But first I had to capture and seal away 500 level 2s that were in Bailey waiting to attack you when you fell asleep. Dear Lord, oh my God. I can't believe this is real adults having this bizarre. I don't even know what to say anymore. The more I read, the more I'm glad I'm not on that jury. I would be like, what the heck? They're gone now. Lips and heart. There is no indication where Bailey went in the iCloud records. However, Melanie, with an I, so we know it's Melanie P., did send Lori an SMS message on August 17th asking, did they pick up Bailey? There was no response from Lori. A copy of the ad was scanned into this report. And reviewing the blank iCloud data, a photograph was located of JJ and Bailey on 8/8/19. This was the day after Lori posted the ad to sell the dog. Evil witch. Okay, let me see what else we got. Oh, here we go again. Hold on. All right, let me try again. I'm dying here for some reason. Okay, the following is a sample of this rationale observed on July 22nd, 2019 and July 23rd. Chad says, there are only 272 3S's left, and none of them have occupied a body before. They are down to their last reserves. I'm glad I caught Elroy. I feel like he was aiming to hide out and then get into JJ. All right. I'm unmuted now, right? Okay. Sorry, I was coughing to death. Loose can. I didn't want to cough in your ear. You know how when you're getting over a cold, then all of a sudden this cough thing, ugh. Weird. Elroy must be a horrible, you know, the way they name everybody, it's just so weird. So insane. Okay, let me see what's next before I die here. I think they're probably sending their coughing spirits to me. Oh, that's one I just did. Okay, hold on. Okay. Lori, good morning. Missing you. Didn't sleep much. Need you to check JJ. Weird stuff happened in the middle of the night. It's like they distracted us with Blake. Is anybody keeping track of all these names? Lori, just dropped off JJ, cleared the school, and placed him in a shield of protection. Chad sent Lori a message on 7/30/2019 that read, Tammy is at 3, JJ is at 2. Both are being heavily shielded to stop intruders. So now we're protecting Tammy and JJ, but we're going to kill him? I don't even get that. It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. So like I said, I haven't even read all these. I'm kind of going through them with you. At this time, I contacted Lori and her 16-year-old daughter, Tylee Ryan, by the red SUV and requested to move Lori to the FD care unit van, which was parked on the west side of the scene outside the perimeter. I escorted first Lori to the van and briefly introduced myself, indicating detectives were responding and we would be speaking with them as soon as possible. Lori appeared calm and was cooperative. Then I escorted Tylee to the van to be with her mother, and Tylee appeared calm and cooperative as well. I briefly spoke with Detective Lockwood, and we decided, based upon the circumstances, to notify Lori of her husband's death. Detective Lockwood and I returned to the van, and Detective Lockwood informed Lori that her husband was deceased. Lori appeared to take the news calmly, oh, I bet, and responded that she knew that they were there during the incident. This information was not known at the time. I indicated to Lori that one of the detectives would be speaking with them shortly, and Lori and Tylee remained in the van with the FD care unit personnel until recontacted. Oh my God, you're not kidding, Teresa. 3-ring circus for sure. His boy Elroy. Yeah, meet George Jetson. Seriously. All right, here's more. I asked Jason if July 22nd had any significance to him. So are we talking Jason Mao, I'm assuming here. And he thought for a bit and could not think of why it would have any importance. They then realized it was supposed to be the end of the world, according to Chad and Lori. I asked Jason if he knew the name of Hiplos, and he did not. I then asked about Ned Snyder. Again, he did not know the name. Jason mentioned to me that some of the internet sleuths had reported him being present at the house when Charles was killed. I told Jason I was there all day processing the scene and I never saw him there, so that information was false. Jason said that they were also indicating he used his influence to have the case determined to be self-defense. I told Jason that at no time did any investigator rule this case self-defense. From the day Charles had died, we had been working it as a homicide. The unfortunate statements by department spokespeople had started the rumor that it was self-defense. There was additional talk about bloggers making other absurd statements about the close involvement he had with Lori and Chad. These statements completely disregarded actual facts and timeframes that would be needed to make it true. The contact was finished and he was thanked for his time. Jason was asked to reach out to us so he could recall any information that could help. So they never said that it was keys. I'm just gonna have to die every 10 minutes or so. Here we go again. Zolema is probably in the chat putting a hex on me with my cold, right? Stop it. I got Jesus. All right, hold on. Let's go back. I'm looking at you guys real quick. Yeah, right? Seriously. M. Night Shyamalan, Steve Spielberg, and Tim Burton couldn't come up with this story. Seriously. You're not kidding. All right, here we go. Here's some more. In both Lori's accounts, she had regular communication with her sister, Summer. Okay, I know some of this is going to get really good, you guys. In both of Lori's accounts, she had regular communication with her sister, Summer, who was listed in her phone as Sum. The number linked to Summer was Summer also shared Lori's religious beliefs. On 10/7/2019 at 1:04 p.m., Summer sent Lori a message asking if she already knew about the Tesla incident. Lori responded at 3:51, indicating that she did not know. Summer asked if she could call or text. Lori asked Summer to text her. The following is the text string as it appears. Summer, an incident that supposedly happened to Brandon sounds highly suspicious. Lori, Brandon's Tesla or the Tesla company? Summer, Brandon's. He claims someone shot at him and shot the window to his Tesla a few days ago. Police are looking into it. I wonder if they're like, this is like a fake text to make themselves look like they didn't know anything about it. Summer, I think he's either trying to set up Al or make a future hit on Mel, make him look innocent, knowing him. But who knows? Knowing him sounds suspicious to me. Lori, maybe it was Edgar. Where is he? Summer, I doubt it was him. He wouldn't miss or leave witnesses. He usually makes things look like natural causes, but I don't know where he is or what he's doing. Yeah, sounds like Summer was involved. Come on, Summer, where's your handcuffs? I think you need some. Go sit next to Lori. Summer then forwarded Lori an image of an unknown subject on music recording app Smule with the username of XZZYZX. It is suspected that this was Edgar. Searching Smule through Lori's iCloud account, I discovered that she was using this app to send songs or communicate with Chad Daybell as well. This was evident in the links that they would send to each other. Sounds like it, right? Now let's see what else. Now, this was put up here as a picture of Summer, and let me know if you guys know anything about this because I'm completely confused. But apparently Summer had an affair with somebody, and this is Edgar possibly. Is that what it's supposed to be? And I didn't know about this part. But whoever he is, he can make it look like natural causes. And I don't know if this is this guy or not. So I'm going to just leave that right there. Reviewing the text messages between Alex and Lori, there was no mention of Alex spending the night at the house to be able to do things with the kids on July 11th. Prior to the murder of Charles Vallow, I also observed several text messages between she and Melanie P. These text messages would lead me to believe that blank was aware of what was going to take place. Melanie blank confided with Lori on a frequent basis. She shared her relationship issues regarding her husband, Brandon, and often asked Lori for guidance, blessings, and to look into others in regards to their dark or light spirits. On July 9th, 2019 at 9:21 hours, Lori sent, so at 1921, so 7:29 p.m., 7:21 p.m., July 9th, so 2 days before, let me take a step before I go. On 2 days before Charles was killed, Lori sent Melanie an SMS message indicating that she needed to talk to her ASAP. Lori added that she would call her in 5 minutes as she was finding out what to do. At 8 p.m., Lori sent Melanie another message telling her, "You can't go tomorrow. It's a setup for both of us." Still on the phone, finding out the details. Melanie agreed not to leave. Lori then stated, "They have an elaborate plan. I'll call you soon." Melanie then offered to take all the babies and their stuff and drive. Lori told her, "You can't go at all. We both need to stay here to defend ourselves." Lori added, "It's coming to a head this week. It's coming to a head. This week will change everything." And then on the day before Charles was killed, I'm going to take a sip of my wine. It's happy hour. On July 10th at 10:25 a.m., Lori sent Melanie an SMS message that read, "I think so, but I think they are moving their plans to tomorrow since they will still try to get rid of you." Melanie replied, "I wish there was a way to somehow be at the wedding, but I know this is more important." So Melanie P was supposed to go to a wedding somewhere, and Lori made her not go because of this plan. And I think she's referring to the fact that they were going to do an intervention on her because someone blew that and told her. Was it her mother? But I know this is more important. Heart. Lori responded, "I know, baby. I'm so sorry. This is important to your mission, even though I know it's hard to just sit there." These series of messages would lead one to believe that Lori was afraid of being confronted about her belief system and that she and Alex were preparing to defend themselves. On July 10th, 2019 at 7:18 p.m., Lori sent Melanie an SMS message informing her that Alex was there and that Charles said he would be coming over in the morning. There were no messages between Lori and Melanie during or immediately after the murder of Charles Vallow. Seriously, sitting here speechless. I don't drink, but I think I'm about to start after hearing all this. Right, Lori? Like, what the heck? Insane. Yeah, Jess. I think we see how that week changed everything. It certainly did. Okay, here's more. 2 days after the murder of Charles Vallow, I noticed additional messages between Melanie and Lori. On July 13th at 4:09 p.m., Melanie wrote, "Adam just called Brandon and told him Al murdered Charles. He put it on speaker for me to hear." She then stated, "Can you talk, please?" Melanie continued with, "I think Brandon found out earlier. He seemed in shock a few hours ago. And then Adam and Brandon tried to use the situation to their advantage. He cornered me and Adam put it on. He cornered me and Adam," she doesn't have punctuation here. "He cornered me and Adam put it on speaker to tell me. Then Brandon said, 'Do you still believe everything you believe?' And Brandon is with the moving truck at my new address, moving things with blank. I'm at the house with the kids." Lori responded, "Call me." Melanie would send another message to Lori at 5:19 hours asking, "Does Tylee have a phone or a way to contact Brandon or Adam?" Lori responded, "Nope, I still have it." So this statement would indicate that Lori took Tylee's means of communication away from her after the murder of Charles Vallow. I bet she did. She didn't want Tylee to cave. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh, wait. I think I missed. Did I say? I missed something. Hold on. Yeah, I missed something. Sorry. the bottom. After Charles was killed, there was very little communication between Lori and Alex, and it is believed that they were together preparing to move to Idaho. On July 14th, 2019, at 8:41 in the morning, Alex sent a message to Lori informing her that he was on a plane to California. Lori told him to have a relaxing vacation. Didn't he go to Colombia? See, Dells. Lori moved Tylee's phone away to keep Tylee silent. Lord knows a 16-year-old won't keep a secret, right? True. She knew she might cave and tell somebody. They do. They're like freaking, what's that show that used to be on HBO, The Sopranos? They're the Coxes. Like, what the hell? There's some big crime boss family. Oh, now Lulu's barking. Let's see what else. Okay, so these are confusing. You guys can help me. Looks like these are messages between Zalema and Lori. So it says incoming. And this is in February. After lunch yesterday, I got another new number. So L1. And then incoming February 20th. It's Abraham 418. This is Lori. I'm using both numbers. And then on 220, 1:37 p.m. I did that last night. So yesterday it rained hard all day, but I didn't care because I flew over to Oahu and spent the day at the temple. So last night I commanded the clouds and rain to cease for the whole day today, and it had been sunny and beautiful all day, but the forecast called for rain all week. That scripture made me more patient. Okay, it rains in Hawaii every day, lady, and then the sun comes out, and then it rains. So I don't know what you're talking about, especially in February. She thinks she's so powerful. I commanded the sun. And then on 220 again, incoming. The clue for me is giving them the time to obey. And then incoming at 1:39. So they're obviously, the next thing's probably the opposite. I should have them side by side. They can do it immediately, but I needed to learn the process, if that makes sense. The element process, earth, wind, and fire, whatever. That makes perfect sense to me. I've been experiencing the delay and learning that the elements needed time. You just confirmed it. I brought the massive storm that's hitting us right now, hitting the US or us right now. I didn't think I could, which tells me, okay, so this is outgoing, which tells me I'm getting better at it. After this last weekend, I feel stronger, more confident. That's amazing what you're doing. How long before you stop a storm? And then, so remember those, because this is the back and forth, I guess. And then, no, I think it needs a few hours. And that makes sense. Wow, you're doing great and amazing things. Your gifts are getting stronger. Even in the midst of opposition, you rise. You're an amazing goddess. Okay, so this must be Zalema. Wait, no, there's incoming and outgoing. These are kind of confusing. But she's an amazing goddess because, I know. I used to be a cheerleader, but now I'm a goddess. Oh, and I was Miss somebody, Hayes County, but now I'm a goddess. And I was Miss Wheel of Fortune. Okay. And then You're an amazing goddess. So are you. Okay, so they're both goddesses. Okay, I understand now. Jeez Louise. Unbelievable. Okay, hold on. Here's more. There's more. You're too smart. Incoming. Incoming again. Now, this is March 1st. It's all in the scriptures. And then outgoing, March 1st. Lori, the Lord is opening my understanding, and things like this just jump out at Mellow V. This is new intellect. Mellow V. Yeah. And then incoming. It is wonderful. I love him so much. It is really moving fast now. Hold on to your seat. I need a sip of my wine. And then same day, holding on. And this is outgoing on the 2nd in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:06. I have a question for you. If our bodies start changing and I'm menopausal, does that mean that my body will get out of menopause and go back to a normal cycle? No, lady. The whole translation, we've already discussed this. It is menopause. You are not hot because of being a translated being. It's just menopause. What in the hell? Okay, they clearly need some medical advice. I'm looking. Yeah, legends in their own mind, for sure. She said, love this new intellect, using a lot of Vallow. Yeah, definitely. They fed off each other. Okay, and then this one says, that's an interesting question, because I was starting to slow down in that regard, but now they are like 20-year-old period. But now they are like 20-year-old periods now. I don't have a great answer for that. I'm doing research, but there is not a lot to go on right now. Good question for Mother. Who's Mother? Oh, maybe Stephanie. Maybe she was hoping to have an extra special goddess baby with Chad, right? Where he's like, I can't be menopausal. I'm young and youthful, and I'm a goddess. Weirdos. Okay, let me see what's next. There's more. Serena and I both are going backwards in that regard, like exactly the same. This was incoming. And then Serena. Were you having Chud's baby? I would hope it would look just like him. She'll be like, ew, I don't make ugly babies. What happened? I'm a goddess. I make beautiful babies. What's going on here? Oh yes, I'll ask her. I stopped having periods last year. I was already done. Now I'm back to having regular periods. Postmenopausal bleeding actually is a sign of cancer. So if you stopped having periods for over a year and then you bleed, you need to get a uterine biopsy, says the nurse, because it is true. So maybe she had a problem and she's too dumb to figure that one out. I think it's her hocus pocus elements, when in fact, now I'm back to having regular periods, regular, bright, heavy, and with cramps, like way before I went through menopause. Dude, you need a uterine biopsy. Incoming. Okay. Yeah, that's me. It started yesterday and it's crazy. Cramps, pain, heavy and bright. They're getting worse, not better. I wonder what that's about. You need a uterine biopsy. Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop being the nurse right now. I'm diagnosing them. This isn't hocus pocus, guys. This is something you got to go see your OBGYN for. That's crazy. Our bodies are really changing. Oh, yes, they are. It reminded me when I was a teenager kind of period. Yes, they are. What It's the rate at which we change. What is that? What was that movie where the guy goes from, wasn't there a movie where somebody goes from old to young? Okay, Francie. What they're saying is that in their new bodies, they're getting several days younger every day. They seriously think they're getting younger. Okay. Yeah, that's what, I'm assuming that's what they're thinking, because they're like, oh, now my menopause is gone and I got my periods again. So I'm much younger than I was. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I got sarcastic nurse comments. You just wait. My postmenopausal bleeding was a fibroid, so don't jump to cancer. No, actually, but the thing is, I'm not jumping to cancer. But postmenopausal bleeding, you immediately have to rule out uterine cancer, because that is a sign of it. So that would be the worst case scenario, but you have to have a uterine biopsy if you have postmenopausal bleeding, because the initial rule out diagnosis is to make sure you don't have uterine cancer. That's my point, because I've had it too, and I had to have a uterine biopsy. And I also know this because I'm an OB nurse for the last 20 years. So I'm not jumping, but it's serious. So if anybody has postmenopausal bleeding after they haven't been bleeding for a year, public service announcement, don't put it off. You need to go get it checked out. Okay, the end. Thank you for that lesson, Zola and Lori. Our bodies are really changing. Okay. It reminded me of when I was a teenager kind of period. Yes, they are. What is the rate at which we change? 4 days younger every day. Okay, there you go, Francie. 4 days younger every day. 4 days younger. These are from March before. So Charles died in July, so they're from March. Oh, Julie Rowe has a lot to say about how she's grown younger. She don't look like it. I went a whole year without a period, then had one, then one whole year again, and no bleeding. But you only had one? But no, they said it's awful. You only had one? That's probably not a big deal, but you always want to get it checked out if you have any, if you've been menopausal for a full year and have no periods for a year, and then you bleed, you need to go to your doctor and just make sure that everything's okay. Okay. 4 days younger every day. Well, I wouldn't mind that part for at least maybe like 10 years. Get me back into my 40s a little bit. I'd be fine. Okay. But honestly, I don't think it's a real thing. I think they're just cuckoo. Clearly, it's not a real thing. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Oh, there's more. Okay. All right, hold on. Here we come. So remind me of when I was a teenager period. Yes, they are. What's the rate at which we change? 4 days younger every day. Wow. I know, right? Wow. When did you start? Yesterday? Yes. This is the stupidest conversation ever. And somebody's lying. I mean, seriously, somebody's lying. Your guys' comments. I hate missing the comments, because my favorite part of live streaming is your comments. Oops. Okay. After we joined hands at the temple. Me too. And then it's horribly crampy and heavy. What? Oh my, me too. Same here. Okay, we got it. You guys are bleeding. Yeah. We don't care. Because somebody's lying anyways. A similitude of the only begotten. What? A similitude? Similitude? Shocking. How old is Dilemma? And Lori's only in her 40s, so she probably isn't even menopausal. She's full of baloney. Because the early end of menopause is like 46. Isn't that what she is like right now? I don't even know. And that's early. Okay. Hold on. There's more. Oh, a similitude? Similitude, is that the word? Similitude? A similitude of the blood sacrifice. Be as one with him. Yes. It reminds us that we belong to Jesus. How is this all? So when did you have the first one after the year of none? Yes, yesterday was my first one. Okay. There's more. Don't worry. You catapulted me. What? That's crazy. I'm sorry. This is bad, but good, I guess. Word. Okay, got that one. All right. Here's some others. So here's some. We'll change the subject here. New information. On December 5th, 2019, detectives in Idaho had contact and interviewed a source of information close to the persons listed and involved in this ongoing investigation. That source alleged that he or she had been told by at least one of these parties that JJ and his sister Tylee were now deceased at the hands of the persons involved. No bodies have been located, and this information is not verified at this time. Detectives in multiple states have attempted to locate JJ and Tylee and have not been able to locate them. Lori Vallow has provided untruthful, imagine that, and conflicting information as to the location of her children, and she can now not be located. The last non-verified sighting of JJ and Tylee is in late September 2019, and detectives continue to work to try to locate them. This was before they were found, clearly, and when Lori was... Okay. So yeah, she back 3 years ago, odds are she wasn't menopausal at 3 years ago. Odds are. Ivy, I seriously think they just ripped off parts of movies they liked and then rearranged it so no one would notice. It's just a little theory of mine. Yeah, because the stuff is so bizarre like that. It's like Benjamin Button. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. Okay, let's see what else is here. Because there's more. In reviewing Lori Vallow's iCloud account, conversation was discovered on July 9th, 2019 that indicated she had found out about the intervention planned by Charles and Adam. In a text message to her niece, she stated, "Need to talk to you ASAP. There's evidence that Melanie called." We already read that. There's evidence Melanie called Lori and Lori did not answer. Instead, she sent Melanie another message that read, "I'll call you in 5, finding out what to do." Okay, we did read that. Phone records indicate Lori was on the phone with Chad Daybell, who was using a burner phone with a fictitious subscriber name. Imagine that. He's so smart. Lori would later send Melanie a message that read, "You can't go tomorrow. It's a setup for both of us." Still on the phone, finding out the details. Lori added, "They have an elaborate plan. I'll call you soon." Lori would later send Alex Cox a message that read, "Getting sleepy, so I'm going to need you to stay close to me the next couple days." Mel, too. She can't go to Utah. They are planning, I think, some kind of intervention, but want Mel out of the way, so I'm left alone. "I need to come get the stuff at your house tomorrow and secure it. Lots to do. Thank you for standing by me. It's all coming to a head this week. I will be like Nephi, I am told, and so will you." The evidence above would indicate that Chad had found out the intervention was going to occur. It is believed that this knowledge would have come from communication between Charles Vallow and Tammy Daybell. It is therefore requested that a search warrant be granted for the following accounts. Hold on. I'm getting there. Oh, this one's good. This is interesting. I read this. This is the one that made me want to come and do a live stream. On July 9th at 2019, Lori dilemma. No, that's true, but it's also good. Okay. There is no obvious communication found between Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell to show he was directly involved with the planning of Charles Vallow's murder. Lori Vallow found out about Adam coming to town through her mother and Summer Shiflet. Lori found out about the potential intervention on July 9th. She reached out to Alex Cox, Melanie Boudreau, and Summer Shiflet to warn them of the elaborate plan that Adam and Charles had. Adam and his son, Zach, were picked up at the airport on July 10th by Adam's mother. Summer provided Lori with updates regarding Adam's whereabouts and asked Lori if she wanted to run interference. Lori told Summer that she was trying to figure it out. Summer commented, this is huge, "I will kill him myself if that's the case." Lori responded, "No, I need you safe." There's no indication who Summer was talking about killing. Really? Because I'm pretty sure I can figure that one out. Is that one crazy or is that one crazy? Summer knows. Summer was involved. Holy crap and a half. Holy crap and a half. Is that something? Summer, obviously. Can you guys believe this? I don't know. Okay, let's see if there's any more. I can't remember. Oh, yeah, there's more. Now Lulu's barking. Where's she barking at? On July 2nd, at 7:52 p.m., Zulema to Lori. Also, I was given instructions today to rip, tear, or burn the aura of Hiplos to let the body energy out so he can't re-enter. At 8:35, Chad Daybell to Zulema. I'm very happy to find out these estates. You and Lolo have done amazing work. Mother Earth is so grateful to you both. Thank you as well for your help with Hiplos. He is so very close. And then on the 8th at 1:22, Lori Dilemma. Ask if we can call up a California earthquake for tomorrow. Hiplos will be heading there tomorrow in Valencia. Sadly, he is still okay, but we are going to continue to work on him. The elements will obey eventually. Oh my God. So they're trying to give me an earthquake because they want to get rid of Charles? Are you kidding me right now? On July 8th at 6:19, Lori Dilemma. I had to get home so I could go to, oh my God. I had to go home so I could go in my portal out there. I asked, if we do that, the ramifications of things to come, we are not ready for it this time. For what I understand is that when Hiplos goes, things are going to be a domino effect, one after another. What do we need to do to be ready for all that is coming? So Zulema has a portal too. And can you believe this is real life? 7/9/19 at 2:04 p.m. Lori Dilemma. I feel we are ready, just doing things we are asked daily as our powers increase and our vibration increases. It's called weather patterns. That's funny. Oh, no, not the portal. Insane. Okay. And then their vibrations are increasing. On 7/9/19, Zulema Delori. Okay, then it was my fear that things will roll out way fast from now on. Way fast. This is 2 days before they killed Charles. On July 11th at 11 10:31. Okay, so this is after Charles was killed. Zulema to Lori. As I was working on Hiplos today in the temple, I was told he will be taken as he is. I don't know what that means. Then I was shown to only put light, the brightest light, from the top and the bottom at the same time, meeting in the middle. So I've been doing that all day. On the 12th at 10:36 hours, Zulema to Julie Clement. Oh, okay. Hiplos is gone. It was a Nephi and Laban ending. I will tell you more when I see you in person or when you see Lori in person. I'm leaving for Chile on Monday for 2 weeks. July 12th, Zulema to Julie, right? I'm happy it's over. I'm just happy it's over. I am. Hey, Robbie, we're reading all this insanity. I'm happy it's over. They did a lot of planning and vibrations and weather patterns and all, and they finally were able to cause this to happen with an actual gun and Alex. Like, come on, you idiots. I think that, okay, that's all the new ones I have, unless you want to listen to any of these calls. There's April Raymond's call. I don't know how long that is. There's the Landlord call with that Breaking Crime with Big E. That guy has put all this stuff up. So they're all over there. And then Bobby Vallow. But you can go on his channel and give him the views. Let me probably get the link here. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me just get the link. Probably the nicest way to do it. Oops. Hold on. I lost you for a minute. Have I read the blessings that Chad? There's this guy. So this one, he has pictures of the crime scene. He has pictures of Alex. He does have there's a pretty good close-up of Alex's injury. It's like down here and it's like bleeding, but it doesn't look like he was beaten with a bat. It's so ironic. All these zombies who need working on were the people Lori Vallow needed gone. So she could either get them out of the way or take their money, right? How convenient. April Raymond's call is short. The Landlord call is long, but really good. So is Uncle Bobby's. Up to you, guys. Yeah, the blessings that Chad, didn't we say that? We read that yesterday on yesterday's live stream. I read that. It was long. All the screenshots from those documents came from his Twitter page. The YouTube guy, he's really got some, he really got the scoop. He got the info. Bobby, Charles, and Kay are good people. Absolutely. I mean, want to hear Landlord? Let's see. A Landlord's calls kind of, it doesn't, I mean, it gives you information about the whole thing, but yes, please. Okay, what, out of the three, the Landlords is probably the best? Okay, let's do the Landlord then. Hold on. I gotta go. Wait, stop. Stop. Okay, hold on. Let me share the screen first, for crying out loud. Get rid of this. Okay, ready? Here we go. Wait. Oh, you know what? I gotta stop it so I can do the audio because I didn't have the audio on. Hold on. Share. I had the audio off for the, and then I gotta mute myself. Okay. And then I'm gonna
Hours, Detective Moffat, calling case number 19-83744.
Hello, this is Joe.
Hey, Joe, Detective Moffat with the Chandler Police Department. How are you, sir?
I'm fantastic. How are you today?
I'm well. Sorry, I called you, left a couple messages. I think it was actually Christmas Eve, but and then never heard back from you. And it's been on my list to call you back again.
Sir, I completely understand. The 23rd, I disconnected. I think I was the vacation, and then we went up to the mountains for 10, 14 days, and
nice.
I had no Wi-Fi calling and bad reception. So who knows what happened? So
that's a great 10, 14 days.
Yeah. There's been a lot of activity in the case since even December, all through December.
Oh yeah.
I'm just getting hounded by social media and the Fox News reports guys, and I'm just not interested. I'm not interested in being on that social side of there were a few comments that I had made about how great of a guy Charles was, and that I didn't think any of this happened because I knew him before, during, and I knew events about what was happening at a house after. You might not remember, I'm of course the owner of the house on Four Peaks, right? Yeah. You know that, right? Okay. I think I spoke with you the morning of the shooting.
You probably did, yeah, because I think we spoke that day.
Okay. Yeah, because I called the Chandler Police Department. They said, yes, our police officers are on site. There's a situation. I will have them call you. I identified myself as the owner. You called me, verified who lives there, and you had just said Charles sustained injuries that were not survivable, and that you were on the scene trying to figure out what had happened. So I thought that I would be hearing from you within, I don't know, a few days or something like that. I just let it, I think it's just been the process of then letting the news reports, or at least the police officers do their work. My best friend in, since even high school, his name, he lives across the street from me down in Chandler.
Gotcha.
And he's been talking me through understanding that this stuff doesn't happen overnight. You don't solve this case overnight. It's going to take a long time. So just let the police do their work. Don't be part of social things. Don't go on news reports, because that just creates problems for people that do that.
Yeah.
They're questioned, they're ridiculed, they're this, they're that. Early on, I wrote down a piece of paper, detailed events that were happening before the weekend. I spoke with Charles the weekend before. I think he was murdered. I think it was on a Wednesday or Thursday morning. Thursday morning. Okay. I was speaking with Charles on the phone, a live conversation during the weekend before. And he was on his business trip. He said he was coming into town. I think he was coming from Texas. He said he's coming back into town. And he said, Joe, you didn't know Charles, but he had a Texas, Louisiana swing accent. So every time I talk in Charles's voice, I always have to add that, hey, Joe, I can't stay at the house. Lori and I just are getting along. And he didn't tell me he was scared for his life, but he says, it's best that Lori and JJ have the house, and I'll just come and go because I've got business in so many different places in Texas, and I think it was in Nevada and California. He was an investment guy, so his partnership, and they would buy books of investment business, and then he would go and start setting up working the books of business. Well, he was really busy during this time. He was just at 3 cities that he was bringing on new books of business. So he's like, I'm going to tell you, I'm probably going to be there a week, a month. So, it's good that Lori and JJ are here because her family's here, and I want her to be safe, and I want them to be taken care of. And, with Lori's family here, it's a good thing. Now, I also might tell you that going back to January, when Lori disappeared, in the first conversations, Charles came to my house. crying his eyes out. He was a 60-year-old stud, good friend of mine for 10 years, crying his eyes out to me that Lori's abandoned the family. And here's JJ asking every day where mommy is. Where's mommy? Where's mommy? Tell me a little bit about the stuff that she was getting into with just being mentally unstable, has also been supported by a lot of the divorce decree the attorneys brought up the last week as well. Like with all these things that Charles was saying about Lori, he was fearful of his life even back in February. Well, he was doing the same things to me. I support that. I know that that's exactly how he was feeling. February-ish, he came and he was looking to rent, the studio above my garage on my house in Chandler. I said, gosh, Charles, I was just kind of like, and he's like, but I don't know if I'm going to need it. But we were talking about it, but then all of a sudden he disappeared. And I think that was maybe the time frame. Of course, March, April, May, maybe Lori returned. Lori returned sometime in his life, right? They started trying to work out.
They reunited back in Texas.
Yeah, back to Texas. So, and then June was another call from him to say, we're moving back to Phoenix. Do you have anything? And I said, gosh, Charles, I just cleared out the end of May. I just had a tenant move out of that Four Peaks house. Yeah, Four Peaks is open. So they arrived the middle of June. I think the 20th was when Lori texted me that she had the utilities turned on and she wanted to move stuff in. And I know that I had some cleaning to do. I went over there a few times and met with Lori about a punch list to clean the house up and, fix the sink the door handle pull this, pull that. And they moved in, she moved in, then Charles would come and go because he was, of course, on these business trips. One time I was at the house and I met with Charles and Lori, do a punch list on what needed to be done. And then Charles would go on his trip again. But then, so that you have some history, at least from last year. But then on that Sunday or Monday, before he came back into town, the Thursday before he was shot, Charles and I were communicating, and he was telling me, I can't be at the house. Do you have another place that I can live? Well, by that time, I had someone that was living in my studio apartment at my house. Because Charles was like, I only need it for like a week, a month, maybe a few days, because I'll be coming and going. But I want to be close to Lori and JJ because I want to be paid. And he goes, but Joe, I can't stay at the house. I can't stay at the house. Lori and I, we've got several things to work through still, and it's not good. And I just don't want to crowd that space if she's going to be there. I want her and JJ to be comfortable at the house. So I have a neighbor that lives right across our walls connect. Big house in, right there, my house off of Lindsay and Riggs. So I went over there. I called him. I said, hey, you've got a casita. I've got a business guy that's going to be here once a month, or 1 week a month. And I took pictures. And this guy, he lived in Hawaii at the time. And he said, yeah, here's the access code to my house. I went over there, took pictures of the casita. I sent them to Charles, say, hey, Charles, my neighbor here has this place. He'd be willing to let you stay there. And Charles was like, fantastic. I'll take it. So he was already planning to not be at the house with Lori because it just wasn't good.
When was he planning that? The condo or the thing from your neighbor's house?
Well, it was that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I had gone over to my neighbor's house to take pictures. The week he was killed.
Okay, gotcha.
I texted him those pictures Monday or Tuesday. It's in my phone. And then, of course, he was telling me the day before on Wednesday, okay, I'll be there. But in the morning, let's go see the house tomorrow morning. And that was Thursday. He goes, I think I knew that he was going to be dropping off JJ or getting JJ. And then he wanted to go see the house right after that.
Gotcha.
Of course, we didn't meet. So I'm at work Thursday morning, and my neighbors, I'm good friends with neighbors both to the north and to the south of that house on Four Peaks. Okay, they both have my phone number. I'm in communication with both of them. Well, one of them starts to text me immediately. There's yellow police tape around the house. It's a crime scene. Something's not good. They start sending me videos of the Fox News reports that there's a situation and there's police all over. And so I immediately text Charles, are you okay? And I then another text message to Lori, same text message, are you okay? ? Where Charles doesn't respond. Later that morning, I would say 11 o'clock-ish, I get a text, and this is all on my phone. I get a text back from Lori that says, we are all okay. I'll call and explain later. And I'm like, okay, well, like, I don't even know that I spoke to you at that point, because I remember when you called me, you told me that Charles sustained injuries that were not survivable. Like he was shot and he didn't survive his injuries.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I knew that yet, or if I just, Lori was telling me we're all okay. I'll explain later. Like, I don't know that a text message that we're all okay is like, I just don't understand. Like, but regardless, the day's events, like, so then, like that afternoon, I think the next day I went to my neighbor's house, this neighbor's to the south, and they're like telling me, Joe, like, we don't even get what's going on there, because this guy, the shooter, because they've seen him come and go, had the same gray truck that Charles had, the Ford F-150.
Yeah, his was white, but yeah.
Yeah, well, it was sitting in the driveway for like the next 3, 4, 5 days, and the neighbors were just up in arms, like, there is a killer living in the house next to us that's not supposed to be there. Joe, you got to get this guy out of here. Like, our whole neighborhood is on eggshells. So, and he's telling me, I don't know what's going on at the house, but Thursday afternoon, the day of the murder, they're having a pool party at the house, at Lori's house. There's loud music. There's lots of people. There's kids making noise. There's swimming. It's a pool party. And they're like, wait a second, like someone was just murdered there this morning. So I don't know how you guys puzzle these pieces together, but just how crazy the events are that had happened before, supporting all the stuff that's coming out in the last several months about the fact that, yeah, from February, Charles was fearful. And then the day before, showing him an apartment and another place to live because he knew he couldn't stay at the house. Alex had been at the house for several days before and after the shooter, Alex, her brother.
Yeah.
And, the reasons I had, part of this right at the beginning was like, oh, Lori, maybe Charles had a rough side. Maybe Charles was beating up Lori and her brother was there to defend her or whatever. And maybe I was like, gosh, I've known the guy for 10 years, but I've never known that he was like that ever in my life. People sometimes have a separate personality, So early on, I think people were like, oh, poor Lori, like she had to deal with this for so long. And, Alex was just happened to be there and, shot Charles or whatever. But I think all the events that just kept going, like every time I talked to Lori, never cried, never remorseful, never like, Lori, what's the plan for the burial? Well, I've got all these family members to deal with, so I've got to go to Texas and Louisiana and plan something there. And Charles wants to be buried he wanted his ashes to be spread in Kauai, so I've got to plan a trip to take all the family members to Kauai. And this is what she was doing. She's like, so I've got 2 or 3 things to plan. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll give you a month at the end of August. You're going to have to vacate the house. I can't have this continue to be a memory for me. Charles was my friend. You're my friend. But I just need to close my doors on this house and just get it out of, I have a lot of rental properties in Chandler. So I'm like, this house just needs to be off my list.
Yeah.
So that's why she was able to stay there through the end of August. But, I think that, she kept asking, well, come over. I want to ask you about a few things. I'm like, no, I am not going over to that house. My friend Jeff, who's the police officer, don't go there alone. Don't go anywhere. Go somewhere public if she wants to talk about the situation. So I just think, and I don't know what pieces of any of this. I mean, I've been called by the Vallow family because they knew some of the relatives of Charles's that were able to access his calendar and his appointment scheduler. for the last several years. Charles was very, very meticulous and precise about his appointments, and my name was on those appointments several times. So one of the family members was even telling me, yeah, Joe, like we saw your name. You're the only person, like, we're talking to FBI and law enforcement, and, we'll talk to Charles's friends that we can identify because we know who they are in his calendar and his scheduler and his notes.
Yeah.
But they were just telling me about how deep this cult is, how deep this cult is, and that they've been getting threats in Louisiana, and that they've just been off any social communication or providing any comments about all the social crap that's going on, because there's so much speculation out there. I just also, my wife and I, of course, we own the house. We have plans to do things with the house, but we have some like we're religious. We have certain things that we want to kind of ask if there's an opportunity to have any information about the events that happened in our house.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just like, if do you have any questions from me about Lori? Do you have any questions about the neighbors, the comments, the pictures, the text message threads from Charles?
I actually
the
have
text
message threads with you and Charles because I have Charles's phone.
Okay,
so
got
I
it.
downloaded it, so I have that. The pool party was something that was new to me. I didn't know that, and Kay, Charles's sister, hadn't told me that. So you got that information from the neighbors on either side of them that there was a pool party, or did you go to the house that day?
Yes, no, the neighbors on the south side of me. Of course, the neighbors were in communication with me the whole time during the day and afterwards because they were scared. There's a murderer at the house. The house is there. I see the guy come and go driving his car. So I had gone over there, and they had said, why was there a pool party there? And I'm like, what do you mean? Loud music? Swimming? Lots of people swimming in the backyard? You could hear kids playing, swimming. I'm like, I don't know. And all I could think was, maybe she was trying to turn the normalcy for JJ, an autistic kid. If you keep these autistic kids on a schedule and a routine, that they have some normalcy, maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe the fact that he was used to swimming every day in the afternoon with Lori's sister, who would drive up from wherever she lived in Gilbert, Santana, Mesa. She didn't live too far away, but she drove to the house. I saw her there with her family and her kids several times. And I'm like, well, maybe Lori just had the family over to try to give JJ some normalcy because it was a crazy day for him, Yeah. But I don't know. But, I hear things like, the shooting happened and Lori then left the house to take the kids to school or different places. And then they came back. She came back, and then they called 911. Right? Like planning all the events. Like
that's not actually what happened. Lori left, according to her, to take JJ to school, and then Alex called 911 while she was gone, and we were already on scene by the time Lori got back.
Got it. Yeah.
So I do believe there was some delay on Alex's part of calling 911. I don't think he called right away. But the 911 had been called, and we were already on scene by the time Lori got back.
Yeah. And, I'm not a person to say the speculation of, oh, well, they were planning the crime scene. They were doing this. You guys, that's your, how the story unfolds, how everything, you hear things, you'll get Lori back for more questioning. Alex's murder is another whole twist in the complete circus of a story. But here's so here's my thing about it. I was crazy about the fact that here's my friend Charles, which was a sweet, generous family man. We were so good friends. Charles and Lori had rented a house from me years when they first moved here from Texas. They lived in Shadow Ridge, which is like Lindsay and Riggs. It's another home where we have a rental house. Charles and Lori rented a house for me from there for 5 years when they both moved here from Texas years and years ago. So for 5 years, Charles and I were across the street from each other. He'd come over, I'd go over, and even when they left to move to Hawaii, he left all his furniture, all his TVs, almost like was going to give me a car and just say, Joe, here, just take it because we were moving and you can, you keep it at the house, use it as a rental or whatever. That's how generous like Charles was like with things. It wasn't like he was like, pay me $5,000 and you can have this stuff. He's like, here, just have it. Right. Wow. Well, years later, Charles and I are maintaining friendships while they're in Hawaii and we're here and we're talking about doing a house swap. Hey, Charles, you come here with your family, stay in Chandler so you can visit your Chandler family with Lori, and I'll go to Hawaii and stay in your house in Princeville. And we were, for 2 summers, we were trying to set that up. Then finally one year we went there. Yeah. We went to Princeville and we had a barbecue with the Vallows, JJ, Tylee, Lori, Charles at their house in the golf course. Charles, just carrying my dog, like they live on the top of this house and the beach was on this really steep hill to go down a hill. And he would carry my kids down the hill. Just like this guy that has everything about family and just being generous and everything. So of course, when they came back, I was the first person that he was looking to get a house to rent, So that was the communication that you were seeing with Charles and I, where even 7:49 the night before he was shot, his last text message to me, okay, I'll see you tomorrow morning. I'll call you when I'm done. And I guess my assumption was that was like after I dropped JJ off at school, I'll be back and we'll go look at that house to rent. Not too many people knew about the fact that, of course, I went to my neighbor's house and they're telling me these things and, the pool party and, the things that were happening. And then Alex still being at the house several days before and several days after this happened. And I, I'm in the house, I don't want to do I don't want to, if a homeowner has the right to there's no police report out on what happened other than what you guys released to the news. And I think that's what's out, right? I don't know if there's more. I don't know if I have the ability to go to records at Chandler and say, hey, it's my house. Do I have the ability to receive any additional information so I can either clean the house where it needs to be cleaned or if I can, do some type of closing so that I can, be able to go into the house. I don't know where the things happened. I don't know where his body was. I don't know, where the gunshots were, if I need to look for, other gunshot damage anywhere.
Since we finished up in July?
I've been there several times. Okay. I've been there several times because I have the house for sale.
Gotcha.
And it's just taken me a while I wanted to paint the house. I wanted to paint the outside. I wanted to redo the backyard just because I've been getting the house ready for sale. I have a contract on the house. We're due to close the end of January. Like literally 2 or 3 weeks. So, but of course, that was the reason that I didn't want the house in the first place because I don't want to go there. It's just a terrible feeling even being in the neighborhood. So, but I think the most important thing that I wanted to communicate with you is that, I had communicated with the Vallow family and they had told me some things about what they were privileged to because, their brother, some of their uncle, person died. Charles died in the house and they were, looking for some answers. I kind of don't want to know about any more things that happened in the house, but I just want to know that if there's any more information that you might have or need from me, like even the text message threads from Lori that we were talking about through the days before and after, like the days after where I'm like, whose red SUV is that? Whose gray truck is that? She's like, oh, the red SUV was Charles's rental car and the truck is her brother's and it's still out front, still sitting there. The neighbors were sending me pictures of it. Like, why is this truck still here? So, but I don't know if that's anything as useful information other than, just connecting with you and just saying, I'm selling the house. Someone else will be in there. I don't know that you would need any more information there, but
did you guys
certainly.
Because you clearly saw the piece of flooring that we cut out in the living room. Or did Lori already have it fixed?
The piece of flooring that you cut out?
Yeah, we cut out a piece of flooring in the living room. We actually
No idea.
Sawzall, and so Lori must have already had that fixed.
Oh, geez. No idea, sir. No idea where that was or when that, because there was extra flooring in the garage.
Okay, so she must have fixed that. And then we cut out a piece of the trim board also. That was so on the east wall of the living room. We cut that out also. So she must.
You say the living room. There was a family room where the TV was by the kitchen.
The front door, the
Yes.
big wood floor that was open. I think she had some mirrors on the wall. If you were like when you
Yes.
walked in the front door to the right, and then when you walk at the front door straight ahead of you, you're looking at the windows that go out to the pool area and the backyard.
Yes.
So right there, kind of as you walked in the front door, on that far wall underneath the windows, we cut out a piece of trim board too. So I'm guessing she probably had fixed that also. So that isn't something that you
Okay, there was a very grotesque repair there, like almost like she put some wood there and then took caulking and just made it. And I was like, what the heck is that? I had no idea that happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was from Lori replacing things that you guys took out.
That we took out, yeah. So she must have replaced. It was only it was like a single plank that we cut out, and it was probably, I'm going to guess, if my memory serves me correctly, 14 to 16 inches long. So
I was going to say 12, 15 inches. Yes, exactly.
So she probably replaced that plank. Obviously, the incident happened in the living room there. So, we were there. Everybody's statements when we investigated this added up. There was 3 people in the house. Obviously, according to everybody in the house at the time of the shooting. So their statements all kind of match, but it just didn't sit right with us. So we've been investigating it ever since, and had a case open, and we were waiting for DNA and fingerprints on the bat that was inside the house and a bunch of other stuff. And then clearly everything kind of goes wacky as soon as all these other events start unfolding, and the shooting in Gilbert, and then her new husband's wife dying in Idaho, and then the kids being missing, and so everything goes just wacky. Basically, after she leaves your house in August, did she move out right at the end of August?
Text message from her says that they're out August 31st. They're all done and they're gone. And I had done some emails like, well, good luck to you. And like, where are you going? I asked her, are you going to Texas? And then she never replied after that. So, August 31st was the last day that she was here in our house.
Joe, what's your email address? I'm sending you an email real quick.
Okay.
It has my desk number and stuff on it. And then if you could, from like the day of the incident on, do you know how to screenshot and email the screenshots?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
If not, let me know and we could have somebody do it. But if you know how to screenshot and email the screenshots, I'd be interested for your text communication with Lori, basically on the day of the incident until you kind of cut off tell your last communication.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and that's just kind of more the historical and kind of what's going on in her world type thing that I'd be interested in.
Sure. Did you guys, the gun that was used, was that Lori's, Charles's, was it Alex's?
It was Alex's.
See, why the hell did he have a gun at the house? He wasn't even supposed to be at the house. We have a crime-free addendum lease too. Like, I didn't know that someone with a record, like, that was completely out of.
The media has some of this screwed up. He was legally and lawfully able to carry a firearm. His rights were the exact same as yours and mine. So, and we've actually gone through. We did that. When this first happened. And confirmed that his rights, he had that assault case in Texas, but his rights have been restored and he was able to carry a firearm. So,
we all have a history, like whatever.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is there any questions that you want me to answer for you if I can?
I think my wife, she was just kind of curious about if we were going to have the house blessed or do something with a priest at the house to kind of like just get the demons out of the house. She was like, where do we go? What do we do? And if I told her it's the front room, that makes sense that the board and like, when you say the flooring was removed right by that area, because I remember seeing the baseboard.
Yep. Yeah. Well, the flooring was removed. So when you walk in the door and you were to make a right down the first hallway that walks into the side of the kitchen, it was kind of right in that area is where the flooring would have been removed at. And then obviously the trim piece was across that room.
Okay. Now, is that where the body and there was blood there? Is that why it was removed? Or was there damage?
Where the flooring was removed, and if you pay close attention, you might be able to see where it was. But it was kind of, when you go in the front door and you make a right along that wall, it was right down right there.
Okay. Well, again, I've been, during my Christmas break, I was like reading, trying to find information because it was really heavy, lots of information and updates every day. You just get like, as an outside person, you guys do this for a daily and a living. And for me, it was like, gosh, I just want to find out anything I can. But then I'm like, you just get so infatuated. Your life gets consumed by this. And I'm like, no, I'm done with it. I want to communicate to authorities, anything that they might need to know. And then I think the stuff is going to come to a head pretty soon. There's so much activity going on right now. There's so much, but I think just the fact that I knew that the Vallow family knew and they had more information about what happened in that house and they were complete. They had a celebration of life for Charles, which I didn't know about. I didn't know that there was something in Louisiana for Charles. And, I've been communicating with some of the family members because they appreciated the fact that I was defending Charles's person when those first reports about, this guy comes to a gunfight with a bat beating up his wife and her brother. And I'm like, no, that's not how it happened. That's not Charles. No one would ever support the fact that he's a violent person. So that bothered me for a long time. And what I could do, I was closer to Charles than I was to Lori. I liked Lori. I thought she was a great mom, like a lot of people are saying. She was a great mom for a long time, and they did. I have 8 kids, and 5 of them are adopted. And Charles and I were always having those conversations about adopting kids because he did. JJ was adopted. Yep. So we would always have those conversations about how it's going, like what's the challenges, what are you doing? But and Lori was right in line with those as well. When we went to California or to Hawaii to see them, she was just very hospitable, So I can't say that it's a long history. It's just been a couple of years, like everyone else said. She's gone off the wagon. So
but as far as the religious views and stuff, it's just kind of way out there. I mean, without a doubt.
Yeah. Well, let me see how I can figure out if I can send the thread of the text messages of Lori and just get anything to you so that you have that for your record. But and then. I don't know, the neighbors that are at the house, man, they had their eyes and ears peeled of events that were happening. And, some of those comments are directly from them that, Joe, why was there a pool party at the house? I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah. So
I sent you an email and it has my name, my desk phone number. And then, and my email address. So now you have my direct contact information in case you happen to have any questions or if anything comes out, you can just call me directly.
Got it. I did. I received your email here. Okay. Right. And as a homeowner, are we able to receive any other additional information on the report of the house, or is that all closed until this is all figured out and done? And
it is my opinion, and obviously with Alex's death, it's going to be harder to prove, but it's my opinion that they set Charles up for some sort of encounter. So I don't think, and I haven't thought that it was exactly as they say since this started. But it's a matter of us trying to prove it, and that's what we've been working on.
Understood.
We are keeping this open, and if and when more information gets developed, I've been actively working this case with the FBI, with Gilbert PD, with The FBI out of Idaho, the
Idaho.
the two different agencies in Idaho. There's a sheriff's department, and then there's Rexburg, Idaho. So, I mean, on a daily basis, we're doing stuff with this case. So I'm keeping it open for now, in case I'm able to come up with criminal charges on Lori. So, but once that's closed, then you can request a copy of the report and get that.
Well, so that was interesting, right? Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. And more information as it comes out is just insane, like for real. And those of you asking about, I do have Patreon and I do have the YouTube membership. I don't care, like, the YouTube is $1.99. It's the only level I have. You can get the Patreon's $3, but you still get the Discord and the happy hour that we do once a month and whatever else we decide to do for members only. It's both of them are the same. So you can join either. And if you are a new member, because I did see who just joined, Sunshine in My Heart just joined. Thank you so much for joining. And I put, if you go to my YouTube channel main page, go to the community tab, I put the Discord link there. So you can hop in and try to figure it out. It's pretty easy once you figure it out. Yeah, their whole statements were insane, right? Like for real, like insane. Like nothing matched. When I chopped up that video, I was just like, stories are way off. I don't know what was it? They asked him, what were you yelling about? What was he screaming about? I don't know. He was just screaming. He was just screaming. I don't know. I can't even remember what he was saying. He was just screaming. Everybody was screaming. Yeah, right. Just screaming with no words. Big E seems really nice. Based on his bio, he's pretty dedicated to kids. I enjoy his channel, and I'm glad you're promoting him. Yeah, go over there and subscribe. I just recently heard about him, and he's got all this good tea for real. So definitely go over there and subscribe. Lori V had Charles' phone to check his messages, phone calls, as he told her he was going to speak with Chad's wife, Tammy and Owen. Right. And in the phone call, they're all blurring together now. The one phone call with Adam, the police officer, the detective tells him that Lori literally still, even after Charles was shot, Lori still had the phone for a long time. They had to go get it from Lori. So Lori was able to go through that phone and look at things and read things and delete things and show her mom all kinds of stuff that was in there. So yeah, Lori's a freaking little scammer lady. Goddess my butt. Insane goddess in her own mind and Chad's mind, apparently, because Chad can't. I don't even get it. I honestly don't even get it. I don't think I'll ever get it with this case, never. Yeah. Most things are easy when you figure it out. This is true. So, so the other two, if you go over to that channel, Big E, you can listen to April Raymond's call, and you can listen to Adam Cox's call, which is really interesting, but it's very long. It's like 45 minutes. Yeah, she did, Lisa. She had it for a long time. She had it for like 4 hours or something like that. I mean, she showed it to her mom because her mom's like, we saw the messages between you and to Adam. We saw the messages between you and Charles, Adam. And Summer. Oh, Summer. Summer's on my SHI, you know what list now. I'll kill him myself, she says. Okay, Summer. She is. She's horrible. Horrible. Is there anything else? Let's see if anything else landed. A naked female at Denver International Airport walked around Concourse A asking passengers, "Where are you from?" It was on my phone just now. I was at Denver the other day, so now I keep getting, to change planes. Now I keep getting Denver news. Was it Lori? Oh no, she's locked up. Adam's call was good. Yeah, listen to Adam's call because it was very good, but it's 45 minutes and I'm tired and it's 8 o'clock and I got to work tomorrow and my dog is going to kill me. So I'm going to wrap up. Anybody? Oh my gosh, summer, right, Ruby? Anybody got any last things to throw in or recommendations or something I missed or anything that I need to look for? Anybody? Bueller? Harry Potter world living in an alternative, fantastical reality and real-time monsters, magic powers, potions, and ghosts. And what's that? Magic wands. Your gut instinct was about right on these people, huh? Yeah. They're just a whole, and this is deeper. I think a lot of people are hiding under their covers right now that were involved in this, like probably worried now all this stuff's coming out, Thank you, Robbie. Yeah, right. Exactly. Thank you, Lisa. Grown Up Dungeons and Dragons. And remember, Ian, we'll have to revisit Ian's letter. I should do that in the next live because probably a lot of you haven't heard it, but the information that Ian had, that his, is that a shadow? I look like I have a big old gash in my forehead. The information that Ian had on this information that was deleted, it was released like a year and a half ago, maybe over a year ago. It was because when I still lived in Oregon, I remember reading it. And he actually says that, like, it's just like some weird Dungeons and Dragons or something like that. Yeah. Everybody stay out of the portals. Stay out of Zalema's way. She must have went to bed because she stopped making me cough. If I have an earthquake tonight, I'm going to go punch her in the throat. No, I'm just kidding. Don't say that. No throat punching allowed. And that's about it. Okay. Thank you guys for being here for my last minute out of the blue. I'll do this kind of stuff when there's new stuff and I don't have time to just sit down and make a video because I don't want to be too far behind and you guys seem to show up for the live. So thank you so much. Stay away from portals, everyone. And let's see where this is going to go because every day new stuff's coming out. So if there's anything great tomorrow, I will pop in again. Oh, thank you, B. Sprack. Sprack. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, and I will see you guys at our members in Discord because that's where we've been talking about this stuff. And if you're not, we'll talk about it right here. All right. Let's see. Wait here. Kay Vallow Woodcock told me in Crush the Chat that one of JJ's favorite songs is Grenade by Bruno Mars. Oh, okay. I'll listen to it. JJ. So sad. So sad. All right, guys, I'm going to hop out of here and go find out what up with Percy because now he's probably sleeping all this time. But take the dogs out and chill. And a good show on Netflix that I started watching last night. I already binged first 4 episodes of it. It's called Made. I think it's very good, and I think it's good. And when you're following the Lori Vallow or the Gabby Petito case, you can kind of see how abuse works and all that stuff. So, all right, guys, take care. Have a good night. Thanks for being here. Much appreciated. Bye-bye.